This is the Dave Glover Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you enjoyed Sarah Finsky. Thought that was a really great interview. She's really cool. In case you're wondering, she's really cool. Mark Cantor, my client who has Cantor Injury Law, comes in about once a month. He's in with us today. And first and foremost, condolences. I know you literally buried your dog this morning. We are all animal lovers. I cried harder when we put Augie down a couple years ago than I did for my mom and dad's funeral. Right. I mean, it's just
brutal.
Dogs are just pure joy.
Right.
Yeah.
The dogs. This dog was Cash Cantor. It was my son's childhood dog, and just the sweetest, most loyal, kind, protective dog you could imagine.
Yeah.
So really, really hard. He drove in from Mizzou last night so we could spend the last night with Cash, and
that's so rough.
Tough.
Yeah. So rough.
Well, thank you for that, and congratulations to you on 25 years. Most people don't have a run like that,
no.
and to do that right here in St. Louis on radio is amazing.
Yeah, I really, I can't overstate how much it meant to me. I'm one of those narcissists who's obsessed with their funeral, and people are going to say good things or bad things. And like I told you on the break, it was like having your funeral but being alive. And I realize how rare that is and how lucky I am. So
yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. And you've got 31 years in your profession.
That's it. Yeah. That's right. And early on, you were on the other side.
Yeah.
That was so one change of the career is great.
Right. Yeah.
So most people change careers a few times.
Yeah, my legal career really was interesting. It wasn't very successful, but I started on the defense side, and then about halfway through switched over and did some plaintiff's work, and it really is enlightening to see both sides. And what we talk about and what I talk about in my live endorsements of you is so completely true that when I was at the big defense firm, when we would get a demand letter or a lawsuit, the first thing you do is go to the back page and see who the plaintiff's attorney is. And with all due respect to the plaintiff's bar, there's most of them that you kind of go, whew, that's a breath of fresh air. That's a relief. We're going to be okay. But when you see like the real guys like yourself, that's when you go, okay, first of all, we got to put our best senior associate on it and our best partner and spend a couple $100,000 to defend this suit. So it's a real thing.
Right. And insurance companies know, too. They rate the lawyers.
Yeah.
And, there's review systems, and most lawyers never file a suit or go to trial.
Yeah.
So you're seeing, there's a few litigators out there. There's many in our market that are advertising here that aren't really from here. They're from elsewhere.
Yeah.
And, I feel bad if a client gets a lawyer that, doesn't know where the courthouse is. But you can't tell that from an advertisement.
No. And it's so important, especially in this big, small town of St. Louis, to know the judges, to know your opposing counsel, to know the court clerks. It's important.
Right. And to know the local laws and procedures.
Yeah.
And they change. It's hard to keep track of what each county and each city and local rules. And so you really have to have boots on the ground to be a smart, good lawyer. There are lots of smart lawyers, but they're not here.
Yeah.
And they've got smart advertising campaigns. But again, they're not here. Cantor Injury Law is boots on the ground. I'm very proud of the fact that we'll file a lawsuit, we'll go to trial for our clients, and we won't let them get cheated by the insurance companies. And that's what this is all about. At the end, you said I came from the farm. I love farm work because you get to see what you've done. You get to see the work. But in law, at the end of the day, you're measured by how well you did for your client. And usually in personal injury cases, that's a check. And so that's the way to measure the quality of your lawyer. And if you settle everything, for a long time, it was don't settle for less was our slogan. And then it was get the big bucks, which, was tongue in cheek to the farm. And I'm a hunter. And now it's you can count on Cantor because you can count on Cantor that we won't sell you out.
So I know, amongst other things, you want to talk about DWIs today. So let's do that.
Sure. I mean, DWIs, driving while intoxicated, the criminal standard is you can't obviously have 0.08 alcohol or higher. If you're a commercial driver, it's 0.04.
Didn't know that.
And obviously, if you're under 21, it's zero tolerance, which is written in the law.
Didn't know that either.
You can't drink if you're under 21.
That
You
makes
can't have any
sense.
alcohol.
Yeah.
So the law is written 0.02, but that's like mouthwash. Like don't drink and drive. But I'm a personal injury lawyer, so we're not dealing with the criminal realm of that. We're dealing with the negligence, and negligence is, what driving like a very careful person. That degree of care that a very careful person would use under the same or similar circumstance. That's negligence. So you cannot drive a vehicle, in my opinion, with any alcohol in you and not be negligent. If you're drinking, you're not using that highest degree of care. So for us, the DWIs are important because if you're convicted of a DWI, that is the criminal standard beyond a reasonable doubt. Whereas in civil law, we're proving things by a preponderance of the evidence, more likely than not 51%. So if there's 100 pieces of paper, you prove it by 51 pieces, you win. So we get to introduce that criminal conviction in our civil case. And so, okay, great, you win the case, but it's more than that because now we can show that it was willful, wanton, and reckless. And those are magic words in Missouri law, and you're nodding your head. Your audience doesn't. Right. And so that's punitive damages. We want to punish that bad actor. Normally, you don't get money for, people think, hey, Cantor, you got this huge verdict. Was that a punishment? No, that's compensatory most of the time, meaning it's just putting them back where they were. You had a life care plan, and this is what it's going to cost to take this person through their life. But punitive damages are to punish, and that's the way you get these massive verdicts. So DWIs are, the criminal element is up to the prosecutors, and as a personal injury lawyer, we take that evidence and we apply it to the injury case.
So I have a selfish question for you. I don't know if you know this, but about a month ago, I was rear-ended on 40 by a car going about 40, 50 miles an hour, just slammed right into the back of my Jeep, $15,000 of damage. And the way it is shaken out, I didn't tell you guys this yet. She gave an insurance identification to me and the cops and through Progressive, and they did their investigation. And just yesterday I talked to them, and they said, here's the thing. The VIN number that we have, we insure that car, but it's not the car this lady was in. And we think that she just committed fraud. Her friend was arrested on 5 warrants at the time, no license plates in the car, just, kind of get the picture. If that, I'm fine, no injuries, thank God. But if I had been injured by someone who's just out there recklessly, no insurance and the whole thing, other than using your own insurance, can you go after them? Is it ever worth going after them? Can you get them in trouble?
Well, first, for your listeners, in Missouri, every insurance policy carries something called uninsured motorist coverage. And that's, by law, a minimum of $25,000. And that's for your injury. It's not for your property. So the first, and you had that in your question, other than your own insurance. Well, you start with, first of all, you start with the defendant's insurance and say, hey, is it really fraud? This is the car that hit me and it had insurance, and the insurance goes with that vehicle. And so, insurance companies are in the business of accepting premiums and not paying benefits. So, I don't accept first that claim. That's on them, but, and there's not much you can do there, but you want to push on that. And then second, if this person has criminal problems and all those other things, they're not going to have, 2 nickels to rub together. And so you can sue them. But most lawyers on a contingency fee aren't excited about that because you're never going to recover. You're not, if I win $1 million, well, you said you weren't injured, but if I won your $15,000 back, what are we going to do with that piece of paper that says Dave Glover's owed $15,000? It's very hard to collect money from an individual. So that's why at Cantor Injury Law, we're looking at every policy of insurance. We're looking at the underinsured motorist coverage, uninsured motorist coverage, your own umbrella limits. We're looking at stacking policies, which is the idea that that you may have more than one vehicle with the same insurer, and you can add those insurances up to recover.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm glad you're okay, but there's not much to do there outside of insurance.
Yeah, just one of those things in life where you're just like, well, that sucked.
Right.
You just got to move on. Only a couple minutes left here, but let's talk about ATVs and golf carts, since so many people now are driving golf carts on the road in their neighborhoods.
Right. Well, first of all, great question. Thank you. Halloween is coming up, so a lot of people are going to be driving golf carts and ATVs. And, think about this. Their golf cart doesn't have a seatbelt. Sometimes they got 4 seats on them. They got open sides. They have a loose roof structure, and people think that they're on a golf course and they're drinking, and there's other ways to be intoxicated. They're smoking, they're high, they're doing all sorts of stupid things, and they're riding these golf carts around. I've seen tremendous injuries from golf carts, everything from cars hitting them to we had a big case where a golf cart had the people in the back seat, and it basically backed into a truck and crushed this person's leg.
Jeez.
And so then you're saying, what insurance covers it? And that's a tricky question. Sometimes homeowners insurance covers it. Sometimes your auto insurance covers it. It depends on where it happens. We want to look at every type of policy. But mostly we want to, drive those things with the highest degree of care, just like you're driving a car. And they're much less safe. So I have, 7 or 8 ATVs at Cantor Land, the Retreat Center of Cantor Injury Law. They're great, but we got to do dangerous things in a safe way. So that means you've got to use that highest degree of care. So golf carts, Halloween, let's be safe out there.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah.
Information on it is cantorentrylaw.com.
That's right. That's it. And it's 628-9999 right here in St. Louis. So it's area code 314. You see our billboards. You hear us on the radio. We're on TV, and we're local, boots on the ground, and you can count on Cantor. I love coming on this show so I can talk about my law firm. We've got over 30 people, and we're all from here, and this is all we do all the time.
Yeah.
So I hope that.
We love having you on, and again, condolences on Cash. It's a big loss.
Thank you very much for
You're
that.
welcome.
KMOX